Salom aziz o'quvchilar, demak multi-level testini speaking qismiga bag'ishlangan darslarimiz davom etadi va bugungi darsimiz ikkinchi dars. Ikkinchi darsimizda biz yana o'sha part 1 savollarini ko'rib chiqamiz. Oldingi darsimizni ko'rmaganlar bo'lsa, albatta ko'rishni tavsiya etaman. Chunki o'sha PDFdagi barcha mavzularni ketma-ket ravishda cover qilib boryapmiz va bugungi darsimizda biz yana o'sha part 1 savollariga yuzlanamiz. Demak, agar tayyor bo'lsanglar, unda boshlashimiz mumkin. Demak, mana shu skrinda demak ko'ryapsizlar, transportation mavzusiga kelgan edik. Bundan oldingi mavzuda weather mavzusi bilan tugatgan edik. So I'm going to go through these questions and I'm going to answer those questions. So the first one is, do you prefer public transportation or private transportation? Well, yeah, in general, I prefer public transportation, but in my country, public transportation is unreliable, uncomfortable. So I would probably want to have my private car or private transportation instead of public transportation. But in general, if the public transportation was better, offering better service than private transportation, I would definitely prefer public transportation. Now, what's the most popular means of transportation in your hometown? Now, in my hometown, the most popular form of transportation is minibus, produced by our local company, General Motors. This is a minibus that can take up to, I think, how many people? Yeah, 7 people. So they're very popular, especially in my cities. It's not the case in other cities, but in Andijan, they're very popular, and they have minibus service is very popular, and it's very convenient, but it's also causes lots of traffic jams because it can hold only 7 people, and there are lots of them using the same road. So in one respect it's good, but in another respect it's very it creates lots of traffic jams and noise and pollution. Now, how has public transportation changed in recent years? Now, I would say public transportation is changing and has changed a lot in recent years. There has been great emphasis on improving public transportation. They brought in buses, for example. We didn't have bus service before, but they decided to bring in lots of buses from China, and they're trying to establish good public transportation system in my city. And I think this is a good move forward because the transport fare has gone down, so it's much cheaper to travel in the bus than taking the minibus or taking a taxi. So yeah, I mean, but there are of course some problems, but in the future I think they will solve these problems and make the public transportation even better. Okay, fine. So school mavzusi again. Do you miss your life at school? Well, I think that everyone misses life at school. I think this is one of the best times that you have in your life, and because this is the first time you form relationship with people. Maybe some people fall in love, and all kinds of things happening when you're at school. And this is the time when your life is about to change because you're going to be an adult, especially the last years of school. And I remember how hard I tried to get into university, and it was an exciting moment, full of exciting moments to remember. So I had my first friends, and I participated in competitions, and I applied to universities, and so the life was really interesting at the time. Yeah, I really miss my school life. Who was your favorite teacher at school? Well, all of my teachers were great, but especially I would maybe highlight my English language teacher maybe, and because he was a very knowledgeable person, and I learned a lot from him, and because of his knowledge I was able to get admission to universities. So I'm very grateful to my English teacher and all of my teachers in general. So they were great, but the special one of course was English teacher. You still keep in touch with your friends from school? Now, yeah, I try to keep in touch with them, but because they live in different places, and I studied in Fergana, but my hometown is in Andijan, and most of my friends live in Fergana, but unfortunately because of distance I cannot visit them. They often get together and they call me to come, but because of the distance I cannot always keep in touch with them, but I wish I could. Okay, coming to friends question. Do you have a best friend? Yeah, sure. Everyone has a best friend, and I also have a best friend, and I actually have a few best friends, not just one. and we often talk about our issues. There's the things that the problems that we're going through, and we often ask for help. It might be financial help, it may be just help in terms of advice, and so we talk a lot with them. And it's a great thing to have your best friend in life. How often do you meet with your friends? As I said, I don't often meet with my classmates because they live in a different place, but with my other friends, like the friends from my workplace, friends from my village, we often meet with them. At least we try to meet at least once a month, and we often do something together, maybe like eat or maybe play football, and it's a great time to catch up on the news. What do you spend your time with them? Bitta ozgina savoldan to'g'ri beryapti. What do you spend your time on with them? On qolib ketgan. Because I'm a teacher, I have to correct these things. As I said, we're trying to, the first thing that we usually do is to go to tayyorlana. And tayyorlana is a special thing in our country. So it's like a bar, but it's a little bit different. And the setting and the food, and in the tayyorlana you don't usually have alcohol. It's usually you eat national food, which is palov. It's very delicious, and you often chat with them. So this is our favorite pastime, and we get together at least once a month to share our news, and to talk and to chat, and just to spend time together, and of course eat delicious food. Okay, next question is about lifestyle. Now, what do you do in your free time? Now, I don't have much free time, and because I'm very busy, and I have to give offline lessons, and I have to deliver online lessons as well. So it's really busy, hectic schedule for me. But whenever I have free time, I try to maybe do some outdoor activities like playing football, because this is my favorite. This was my favorite game, and I used to play a lot when I was young, because at that time I had money, time. But now, when you grow up, you have other commitments like work commitments, family commitments, and so you don't usually have much time to do those things. So whenever I have free time, I try to go out and maybe play football with my friends. Do you have a busy social life? I'm not very social kind of person, and I don't socialize too much, and I'm quite busy, as I said, in my workplace. And but I do have gathering with my friends. As I said, once a month we get together and we eat tayyorlana palov. And but otherwise, I'm not really social kind of person. Has your life changed much in the last year? Yeah, definitely. My life changed a lot, and I always tried to change my life, because I'm not the kind of person who can live the same life every single day. I try to change. I try to develop. I try to do new things. And in the last year, one thing that has changed in my life was actually doing these online lessons. I was always interested in doing online lessons, but my previous attempts were not successful. But from the last year, it changed, and my online lessons became really popular, and I gained lots of popularity in the internet. So my main focus has been on preparing these online lessons, because this is a great way to help lots of people, I think. Okay, now I think I'm trying to finish it now, because it's almost 10 minutes. And the rest of the questions, starting with TV, books, and other topics, will be covered in the next part 1 sessions. I hope you enjoyed my answers. I hope you learned something from my answers. I can change the view, first of all. So, yeah, I think now. I hope you enjoyed my answers, and you learned something from my answers. And of course, you can copy and the ideas that I have used. They're free to do so. And this is actually the reason why I'm doing this, is to give an idea on how you can answer those questions. And again, try to relate it to yourself. Don't try to remember word to word my answers, because just giving example to you. But try to relate it to yourself, because when you speak from your own experience, it sounds more real, and you also would be more comfortable talking about yourself. Okay, thank you for watching, and see you soon in the next lesson. Take care.